Welcome to part 3 of making a junk journal with you step by step. This one is called Autumn Muse, and if you've missed parts 1 and 2, please see the playlist below. So far, we've put together 4 signatures with a mix of digital papers and original papers from my stash. Then we added interest to the pages using my fun bubble technique, and finally we added some stamping. And I realized I lied to you in the last video because I said I would show you a flip through at the end, but then I didn't. So you're getting it here now. So in this video, we'll be making unique papers using the waste papers from last time to use as page decorations and for making ephemera. Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So the first thing I want to do today is, do you remember these kitchen towels that I had? I used these two to clean my straw when I was using different acrylics for my bubble techniques on the pages. And then I also have this one, which I used to dab away some of the paint when I made those crazy background papers, out of which I then made some leaves and other plant die cuts. So I've ironed these. And I want to mount these now onto some cardstock. I'll mount them on the white side, although I don't think they're transparent, so it wouldn't really matter, but yeah. I'll use my matte gel. This one is by Liquitex. I love it a lot. So I'm just going to spread the matte gel onto my cardstock and add the kitchen towels on top, because I want to make them more sturdy. It dries so quickly that I think it's better to do this in sections. If you don't have matte gel, you can use glue. And I will also cover the kitchen towels completely with the matte gel, because these also, just like napkins, have several layers. You can see it here. These have 3 layers actually. So you could just separate them first and just use the top layer. But I've never tried doing this with all 3 layers, so I want to do that now. And we see this is now giving it a structure. Because of all the layers, it's not going to glue down completely flat. You probably can't see that. Yeah, I think now you can. So it definitely has a structure. We can use that to our advantage. If you do this with glue, like for example PVA glue, then these will be shiny, which is probably fine, but just something to know. Mine will be matte, but why not have them shiny as well? You know what? I just changed my mind. I'm going to peel the layer off, the top layer. That way I actually have another layer to play with. That gives me a lot more to use. And I'll go over this one more time. I still have the structure because it didn't glue down flat. This is more flat now. I think this was a good idea. Always learn something new the first time you do something, right? The important thing is not to throw it out just because it's not reacting the way you expected it to. Just find a way that it will work for you. So I have dried these and cut them apart. So I have 6 of these now, 4 of these and then 2 of these. So plenty of material to work with. The next thing I want to do is super surprising. I'm going to add gold splatters. And I'm using my favorite gold splatter color, which is this deep gold, 803 by Van Gogh. One of the reasons why I like using watercolor, and this is thinned down with water, by the way, is because I never use all of this up when I make splatters, but if it's watercolor, I can then revive it by just adding more water. If I use acrylic paint, obviously once it's dry, it's dry. I cannot revive it and it's kind of a waste. So let's add some magic. And you remember these? We made this with tissue paper and we painted in the background first, and then I sewed over this, and I also sprayed this with some blue mica stain. But let's also add some gold splatters, because why wouldn't we? So these are all dry now. You see the added magic. It's just so fun. And next, I also want to add some more contrast. And we know from the previous episode that even though the stitching looks so cool, going through them with thinlits is not the best option. And since I want to use these mainly for dies, I want to try something else to add the contrast. I have these bottles here. This one is filled with black acrylic paint, and these are called Precision Tip Applicator bottles. They have a super fine nib. What I like about these is the cap comes with a needle, meaning this is never going to be clogged. Maybe I should try it first on a scrap. Yeah, these are just perfect. So you see it comes out very fine. It's perfect for writing. So I'm going to do some faux writing on here. What is this called? Asemic writing, something like this. I'll just call it faux writing. I had a comment on another video where I did this, asking me to make a video on how you can do this faux writing, and I would love to if I would know how to do this. Because I don't know how to teach you this. Honestly, I just kind of move my hand, pretending that they're letters without actually writing letters. You could practice this. I haven't really. It just kind of worked for me without really trying. So I just kind of move my hand. I just kind of scribble, you know? So there's one. It doesn't look like handwriting at all, actually. It's just scribbles. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this, just do some mark making. Let's do that on another sheet. So instead of the scribbles, why don't we just make circles? Do them in different sizes. fun is that? I love it. You don't have to do for writing. Let's try something else. If you don't have one of these, what can you do? Use a marker. The challenge with these is if you do a lot of these designs, I actually already feel it kind of hurting in my hand, although I usually don't have problems with my hands, but you're constantly pressing here to make the paint come out. So if that is an issue for you, then these are not a good solution. It's all about getting some contrast onto our papers. On this one, let's try some white acrylic paint. My hand is really getting tired now. I guess it also depends how thick your paint is inside. And I think this one is thicker than the black one. Wow, this is a lot harder to come out. I might have to add some water in here. Yeah, I'm going to dilute this one. So I added a bit of water. Oh my goodness. Now it's, Okay, I'm gonna have to let this dry because if I wipe this now, it's not going to look good. So now I don't have to press as hard. Oh my goodness, this is so much better. Yes. Also really cute. So for the last one, I'll also use the white. There we go. And just in case you are so in love with these and you're like, Barbara, I want these, and you don't want to make any yourself because it's too much hassle or you don't have the right materials, I got you. I have these available as a freebie for you, linked down below this video. So enjoy these. So I don't know what you're going to do with yours, but I'm going to use die cuts at least on some of these. Maybe I'll keep some parts to make pockets or something out of. I want to make some more of these leaf fragments like we did in the last video. So again, these have the number 665559 and they are linked below this video. And I also have a new set that I have not tried yet. This one is called Fall Foliage. And it has a number 660955. I will link this for you as well. This is not a new set, it's just new to me because fall is a topic that I really enjoy, and I wanted to try these. And if I feel really adventurous, I might also again use some of these that I've used in the last video as well. So these were called Garden Greens with the number 661206. And I will also link these for you below. I just want to say, if you don't have any dies, maybe you have punches. If you don't have punches, maybe you have something that you could trace or stamp and then just cut around the stamp. There's many, many options. Oh my goodness, look at these. How cute are these? So we see here the difference between the black paint. The lighting is not great with the white background, I think. And the white paint. You see that? But they're all absolutely beautiful. Wow. And these, I think, are even better because there's more contrast. The colors are more vibrant and there's more black as a contrast. So these are super fun. So if these don't make you happy, then I don't know what will, to be honest. So now we have plenty to play with. And let's not forget, we still have all of these from the last video. So fun. And I actually even have all of this left from today. So plenty more in case I need to make more or in case I want to make pockets or something like that. And the question remains, what do we do with this piece that we cannot use for die cutting? So as a reminder, we made this in the last video. And I would say let's make this into tuck spots, belly bands, maybe even a journaling card with this one as a background. We could also cut this into a tag later. So let's cut a couple of belly bands and tuck spot. So we have 2 wider strips and 2 more narrow strips. I think I used the wider ones for the tuck spots and these for the belly bands. So first I will ink around the edges with my walnut stain. Okay, so let's decorate the 2 belly bands first. I've already chosen 2 focal points I want to use. These are both from my Autumn Muse ephemera. One is from page 6 and one is from page 7. I will of course link this kit for you below as well. For one of these, I thought she would be really good, very dreamy. And for the other one, I want one of these 2 hearts with the lovers. I like this one more. By the way, this kit also has ready-made belly bands for you to use in case you would rather do that. I quickly took these to my sewing machine and I sewed around each of them. I wanted to make them a little bit different, so one has a zigzag and one has a double straight stitch. So I've inked up this heart. I'm not inking up this image because I used my 2-inch circle punch and I actually think the white edge makes it stand out more. So I want something underneath these. First thought is black lace. Maybe we can just, I don't know if I want a circle or an irregular shape underneath this. Let's first try a circle. It won't be a precise circle, circle-ish. Definitely makes it stand out more, but I'm not loving the shape. Can we, yeah, let's make it a little more ragged. Whoops, that was a bit much. And if you ask me, Barbara, why does everything need to be ruined and torn? I don't know, it's just a look that I enjoy. And I know many of you do as well. Did I do here? Oh my goodness. So, didn't really change much. I think it needs more lace underneath. Not sure yet about that one. Let's move on to this one. Let's try a heart shape. I found this roll, I mean it's called Dekostoff, meaning fabric for decorating. It's from a local store called Depot. I bought this so long ago and I think I bought it actually for coffee dyeing. It is very plasticky. Yeah, it's 100% polyester, no wonder. And I cut a piece off thinking that maybe this could give some interest underneath. I don't know. Yeah, that is interesting. Let's try it with the heart. So here they are. Look at me gluing things down without overthinking everything. So these still need to dry. We'll put these aside. And then for this one, I want to add a focal point. I've already stitched around it once. And I thought I would add one of my Klimt style girls. So this is a separate set. It's just journaling cards with these Klimt style ladies. Obviously, I will link this down below for you as well. Here's some horizontal ones and some more vertical ones. I think there's 5 pages. I'm not entirely sure right now. The one I thought would go best color-wise, although we will only see the edge, unfortunately, is this one right here. So I'll have to cut this one down a little bit like this, and I'll take my ground espresso distress oxide and go over the edges directly, because I want the edges to be thin and dark. And I'll do the same with this one. So then we can glue this down. It's really a pity that we're covering so much up. I do think it looks nice as a frame as well. But of course on the back we have this now, so we need to back this with something. I'm choosing black cardstock for dramatic effect. And I'm leaving some space on the bottom. And I have just messed up her face because, oh my goodness, look at my fingers. That is because the ink on the edges has not dried yet. Well done, Barbara. Wow. Look at this. So I took a moment. I thought about whether I could live with this, but I can't. I'm just thinking one thing I could have done is just stamped here actually to make it more interesting. Because in the meantime, I've also cut her out and I could just put her on top, which is completely changing the look. I also really like this combination though. Do we just... I have the glue already on here. What to do? Okay. Let's do something. Let's make this interesting. We have these left. Let's find... Okay, these are too small. How about this one here? What if we put her there? Or on black? Let's put her here. And this can become another journaling card. Wow, I love this. This colorful frame here makes this super interesting. Love, love, love. I'll probably have to back that with something as well. I will figure that out later, but I love this. How fun. And now for this one. Let me see if I can find a stamp. Let's try this one here. This is from the stamp set Note Quotes CMS 463 by Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz. The reason why I chose this is because we have a line here like this. Maybe we can turn it into something that looks intentional. And if not, we can still cover it up. The only thing is, I don't want to stamp on the frame here. Ooh, okay, let's do another one. What do we think? I love it. Talk about happy accidents. Yeah, I would not have done this otherwise. Love it. Do we do something here too? Maybe the circles. These here. Don't you love it when that happens? And I love that I didn't just cover that. We tried something new. Ha! I love it. And what I wanted to say before I discovered this oops here, I left space here so that I could add a sentiment. And I found one here from 7 Dot Studio. These are word stickers. They were called Lost and Found. I don't know if they make these at all anymore. I've had these forever. And I would like the one that says Dreamer, because with her eyes closed like that, she looks like she is dreaming of someone or something. So let's edge this up with the ground espresso. Try not to smear this. So we've made 2 unique belly bands, 2 unique journaling cards. We still have these for the tuck spots. We have all of these fun papers still to play with. And last but certainly not least, we have all of these new pieces. Whoop whoop! So hope to see you back here for part 4, in which I don't know what we're going to do. Let's see what we come up with for the next step. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!